Hey everyone, welcome. Were you alright?
Yeah, I was yawning. That's why I was hoping you didn't get that before we started.
Welcome to Short Rest, everyone. That was episode 52 that we just did. A lot of downtime, not a lot of action, but definitely some things that needed to be taken care of. You right over there?
Yeah, Fat Boy's trying to
plot hooks.
Some plot hooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can begin with, the beginning of the episode. First of all, finishing your task within the crypt. So, I feel like, I mean, as far as I have it, there are no plot hooks that bring you back to the Blake Manor.
I mean,
as far as you know.
only they're fucking kids, but that we hope we don't have to go back there for.
Oh,
to directly go back? No, there should be no reason for us to go back.
No.
He'll make a reason, don't worry.
Sure. Yeah, it'll probably happen sometime. Raimi leaving, and a collective of all of the experiences that she's had with you, as well as the reports she's had, came to surface, where she kind of was very upset and like almost like disappointed in like how you guys handle things, but then it's like, I can't argue with results. You do get things done, so fuck me, I guess.
I mean, what, does she want diplomacy? Hey, Mr. Lich, like, you know, we're not gonna mess with you if you don't mess with us. That's not gonna work.
Yeah. I feel like her message was like, I wish it was done better, but at the same time, like, I don't think there was a way to really do it better or nicer.
Yeah, like I think she got the idea. It's like, yeah, diplomacy, you know, go through the officials. There's people for this. Oh no, these things just happen to you guys. Oh, okay.
Like, we got in this mess because of an official, okay? That was given too much power. So maybe that's why we're not going that route.
Questions for later.
Yeah, so Raimi left. Obviously, Arthur is happy that he has the crown. So he does have the crown now.
For now.
I mean, let's see how that pans out, but...
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Ooh, I smell plot hook.
Downtime happens now. You know, where we finally got to revisit Blenton again. Seeing the Barnwell family. And I feel like this is a step in a direction where, Rolly, do you want to try to be a cook now?
You read my mind.
I kind of figured. I was like,
you read my mind. Yeah, you did.
Which is fine. Which is actually pretty interesting. You know, a man of many talents, definitely making himself available for all skills.
Yeah, definitely be a good meat tenderizer. You just punch the shit out of it. It'll be fine.
I can just see him just like some type of
warm
beast,
up.
just the owlbear. He's just punching it to tenderize the meat.
Like, why are you beating on it? It's already dead. Tenderizing.
This is how you make the meat good. And you learned a few things. One, that your youngest brother is studying in an academy now.
I'm so proud of him.
When I was thinking about what was happening with him, I was like, it's a lot like a Hogwarts situation where it's like some person who never really experienced a lot of magic was introduced very abruptly, and it's like, now you're going to magic school. And it's like, oh, okay.
I mean,
you're a wizard cat.
You're a wizard cat. I don't want to be a wizard.
Well, you can take it and you're gonna like it.
I want to be a warlock like my brother.
No! It's not for everybody.
Yeah. Also, Arad's definitely taking care of himself now. And there definitely is a sign that Ezekiel, your father, is kind of coming close to the end.
That made me sad.
Yeah.
That made me so sad. Like,
how old is your dad in the game?
Ezekiel in game, he's getting close to his 80s.
Okay, I was gonna say I think he's in his 70s.
Yeah, he's like late 70s. He's an older gentleman. But the fact that he was like a laborman who didn't work in a profession that was like very dangerous, you know, farming, it can be strenuous, but it's not like you put yourself in mortal peril every day.
Well, depends what you're farming.
Hey man, you gotta watch those farm equipment safety videos.
You know, seriously, like the mortician's like, I wouldn't want to work on a farm. Why? Nah.
Well, just for being a person.
I mean, we don't have
who's-
technology in this game, but you
Yeah.
know.
Well, a person who's built, like a built person who also was like, I took care of myself. I ate my vegetables because that's all that was in front of me. I mean, if anything, he's eaten fresh from farm to table his whole life.
We call that organic.
Yeah, it's all organic. So he's lived a very long and productive life until he hit about his 70s.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just feels bad. I know he's lived a good life and it is coming, but it's just the fact that now Rolly's gonna have to really think about death and not just his own.
It's
once.
bittersweet though if you think about it. Though he now can go because he doesn't have to worry about any of his boys.
hmm Which I totally. Oh, did I lose my camera?
I
think
totally
it
did.
is.
Froze, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! I'm back, baby.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Temple. It's like he doesn't really have to worry about his kids anymore. He's got like one that's a very successful gladiator, another one who's taking up the family business, another one who's learning magic now and sort of going their own path.
I feel bad though, because like Cat's relatively still small. Like he's only what, like 13 now?
He's 13.
Yeah, but he's getting educated. That's awesome. He's learning more. He's going farther. And I know, Arid, I always knew he had it in him to take over, and he just needed to put the bottle down for Christ's sake.
I also like the fact, because I hinted about Gina Lee's brother for the longest time.
You did.
About him having sort of like an alcohol problem, and I didn't really wanted it to connect. Like I didn't know you were going to be in a relationship with Gina, so it was very
Neither did I.
yeah, it was very nice that it was like, hey, I know you're going through this with your family, but don't worry, I went through the exact same thing and I can be there for you. And there's very much like that tone of like, I know what you're going through, talk to me. And it was sort of a nice thing for her to hear.
Feels bad.
Yeah. Then I do also like the fact that also for Savannah wanting to maybe continue growing the relationship with Roman is nice, and learning a few information on the side as well about that Igno is starting to come up within more information about the gym, but also maybe taking some time for yourself, which is nice, and sending money to your family.
Yeah, when I was thinking about, okay, what would I want to do? And I'm like, I still have the book. So I'm like, I can go see Roman because it'd be nice just to get away from everybody. Not be with those two crazy people, or deal with the bar, or deal with freaking Richard and all of the Richards. I'm like, I can go hide there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. Also, I don't
And
think
then-
I ever told you
Oh, go ahead.
did we ever decide what the tattoo pin did?
Yes, that's where we're saying, like, that's where he gets the one additional spell slot came from.
Yeah, right. So
Which you were supposed to write down on his sheet, but I don't know if you did or didn't. You
I
said
have
you were
to-
going to.
So I'm gonna have to write down that he has an extra spell slot.
You call out the god of the campaign.
What?
I'll make the
Ooh,
marketing
man.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Easily enough done.
Yep. And he was never seen again.
And then I was like, you know what? I should do something for my family and my clan. So I'm like, but I don't know where they are. But I'm like, you know what? If I could find Atlas, I could find the clan. That's one's just like, I don't know where they are. Just go find Atlas. He'll pop up. So
Yeah, and you have ways to do that. You used to be a runner yourself, and definitely working with people within, various cities. Mid domain is sort of your domain as well, so it works out. And then finally, we had the proposal, off camera, of course. Moscow is definitely a man of showmanship and wanted to do sort of a one-on-one with Mary Kane. And proposed, and you guys caught the last end of it.
What a show off.
Planning a quick wedding.
It's it's about time. It's about time. The guy
Yeah,
finally
only-
came to
only-
his senses.
30 years. since their son was born.
I mean, sometimes it takes 30 years to realize, no, that's your one true love.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it was like one of the few characters that he honestly fully respected. Mostead was like, I've definitely dated numerous women in the past, but Mary Kane definitely is a set above the rest. So it fit well.
About time you put a ring on it.
Yeah. Also, I guess we can discuss this too. You guys spent a lot of that money.
In my head, I was laughing. I'm like, Vera went from hating fucking Moscow's guts to buying him a goddamn house. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
So now he has a house.
Yeah.
I'll say probably
All she
somewhere.
wanted was him to recognize his damn son. Like, she didn't care if he was going to be in his life or not, but it was just like, you don't treat people like that.
I was also surprised Mary was okay with moving to the
Yeah, I
domain.
mean, I was like, maybe halfway point? I don't know.
So I'll be very honest. I wrote down a few things with a couple NPCs. Because in the beginning of the week, I was like, hey guys, give me any ideas you have for your downtime. And in the medium, I was like, well, if they don't have any ideas, that's fine. I'll come up with some NPC ideas. And they can probably go off with what they're doing. And one of them obviously was Mary Kane in Moscow. I wrote that down. And I was like, well, they get married. What happens next? There's a lot of lingering questions like, do they move back into Mary's old house? Does Moscow want to live in the kingdom? Probably not. That's probably one thing he'd probably discuss with her is like, I'm not going back to the kingdom. My place is working at a bar that I now I work with the owners so well that they're family. It's within my family now, and this is what I want to do. And Mary Kane, all she really wanted to do was help people as a nurse. And I was like, that's probably the only profession that can be moved.
Yeah.
Every town needs a nurse.
Not wrong.
So that's one thing, is that now she's probably going to be looking for a job within the domain, specifically Alrac.
I mean, it's not like we don't have a few people we can talk to that are higher up to be like, hey, can you get her a job somewhere?
It's like,
True.
hey, healer, meet your new nurse.
Yeah.
Nurse!
Wow. Yeah. And I think the only biggest change is going to be for her is that she's probably not going to be used to all that cold and snow.
Or the type of, population.
Yeah, it's a lot of dragonborn. It's a lot of tieflings and half orcs. It's a lot of like uncommon to exotic races that live up there. What are you rolling for?
I dropped it.
Oh, okay.
I was like, whoops.
And I think the
Mostly
last
resting woman.
the last thing was
I dropped another one.
Savannah kind of had, and we talked about this last time, and it was true because there's a lot of duality of like, I have a responsibility as this member, but you really haven't been contributing a lot to the.
They haven't been here.
It's true. No, it's 100% true.
No, I know.
Which is why the one time that you asked for a favor, they were like, "Great, we did your favor. Now you need to tell us what's going on." Because we're concerned. Definitely, Richard always had an eye on you. So it's like, I'm concerned what you're doing, and we made use of guild resources. So what's happening? So it was good that you followed up with him, but also the fact that Leon, who's been sort of the liaison between the guild and Belladonna's crew, might find himself in sort of a sticky situation. Remember, he came back bloodied and beaten one time.
That is true.
He's been in the scrap before, though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be very honest. If part of me in my head is all like, why everyone associated to me ends up getting hurt somehow?
I mean,
I think that's all of us, but
I would have made a comment of like, oh, hey, Thieves Guild, what are you gonna do, right? It's kind of comes with the territory. But then you think about it, like, wait, like all that stuff happened in my town. Why? Why? For something that happened like hundreds of years ago. Why? It is how it is.
Yeah.
Still, I'm salty. I'm all like, how the fuck did you guys get figured out, though? they know the fact that the children have an idea there's a presence in the town.
Well, when
Like, what did we do?
he said, and I don't know because it's in all in Mike's head, but when he said, "Oh, we were gonna go after like the rejected," like what if somebody didn't like that approach and then said something?
I mean, I'm more curious of like who else did they give that mission to outside of me, because I was supposed to. I couldn't figure out how to do it. That's part of the reason why it didn't happen. So I'm all like, okay, so who did you approach?
And not to say, yeah, and that's true. You know, like there's definitely some questions to be answered. And the way I like to do these sort of mini side quests things is that there definitely are missions and goals to accomplish that sometimes don't fit within your timeline, and either you have to be creative about it or you just have to drop it altogether. One of them was the domain dropouts, was to find what happens to those chosen who don't get chosen. It was just a circumstance that it was writing down like, okay, if this never gets done, then obviously they're going to hire someone else to do it, you know, another Raven's Kiss member, and they may not do a good job. So, you know, it's all up to how things are accomplished.
Now you're playing with your dice.
All I keep thinking in my head is like, oh great, now there's somebody in the Raven Kiss who's fucking up my business and fucking up my relationship. Thanks, person.
Feels bad.
Feels bad.
Feels bad.
It also puts you in a form where you're like, damn, you know, the person I'm having a relationship with is also might be looking into my personal business.
Yeah, I already kind of figured that was a possibility, so I'm like, yeah.
So then that leads to the question of like, if he, you know, digs his nose in a little too deep, what's Savannah gonna do?
Well, right now he's not an actual chosen, so I'm gonna kind of wait. I'm gonna wait to see what happens with that.
Well, there is a certain milestone when you hit it that he's going to go out to his domain task and see if he passes or not. So I have a timeline on things, so we'll see what happens.
That's a shitty thing, though, if that's the task. Because, I mean, like, Igno's already established, so, like, he didn't really care. Like, he was like, I'll keep the secret for now. And it's just like, Roman's too new to have that kind of leverage.
And there's also a thought that Igno definitely is a smart individual. You know, he's one of the few humans here within Alrek, and even if one of the fewer chosen who work here in the domain. He can only stretch his resources so far, keeping it secret. So eventually, he's gonna hit a roadblock, and he's either gonna need your help or someone else.
I mean, the only good thing about that is like we technically told the kingdom and the domain in the trial what that was, but like we just didn't say who helped.
It's true.
But like they do know what that is and like who made it.
But yeah,
craziness.
Blood-Eye Belladonna is next, obviously. It's kind of like it seems like where the story's going.
We get to go get a ship.
Yeah, you guys have a slip from Raimi, who will take care of your passage. You just need to go to Attagate and find that cargo company.
Which, I'm gonna look at the map real fast. That means that's a travel for us, isn't it?
A little bit, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I thought Attagate was far.
Yeah.
Attagate, it's a middle independent city that is neither kingdom nor domain. Actually,
have we
Attagate
been there before?
Huh? No, you've never been there before. Actually, oh no, you have.
I was like, I think we have.
It sounds familiar.
Specifically, Vera hasn't.
Oh.
However, Savannah and Rolly have, because that's where you went to the warehouse and caused problems.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Great.
Where I really got to meet the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, and also more and more specifically, that's where Malsado's from.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So he mentioned he was like, "Oh, that's where I'm from. I'm from this independent town." So
We must find Malsado. We must bring him
Well,
to justice.
he's in the Zuri Islands, I think, or he was going to the Zuri
but
Islands.
that was like months ago.
Yeah, we don't
So
even
who
know.
knows where he is now?
Yeah. A lot of open questions here, you know. But that's fine. You guys are still level 13. Still things to do.
Plenty of things to do.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for short rest. Thank you for joining us, guys. Is there any lingering questions on your minds before we end the recording?
No. I mean, I can send a message to Leon and Malsado, technically.
You could do that. I'm kind of impressed that you haven't been spamming that a lot more than I was expecting you to.
I mean, because... I don't know. I feel like shit happens to us faster than I can think of. Like, I gotta send them a message half the time, and generally shit happens where I have to find somebody and make sure they're alive first. So it's like it kind of has precedent over like, let me talk to this person, this person, this person, and check in.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the next few days. Because by the time this comes out, episode 53. Right? 53? Will only be a few days away.
Yep.
See you guys then.